Take an actual photo of your side profile right now. Go ahead, look at your jaw, your chin, the line under your neck, and I already know the story running through your head. Because it's the same one I used to tell myself. It's genetics. You got your dad's recessed jaw, your mom's soft chin, and there is nothing you can do about it short of surgery. I'm going to tell you something that's uncomfortable at first and then kind of freeing. For most people watching this, that story is not true. Your jaw isn't weak because of your DNA. It's weak because of three things you do every single day without thinking about them. And all of three of them are fixable. Let me be honest with you, because this channel does not do cope. Bone structure is partly genetic. That's real. The width of your cheekbones, some of your base proportions, sure. But here's what almost nobody tells you. The shape your face actually grew into and the position your jaw sits in right now is shaped far more by how you use your face than by what you inherited. Your face isn't a statue that got carved at birth. It's closer to a muscle system that adapts to how you load it. And three functions load it more than anything else. How you rest your tongue, how you breathe, and how you hold your head on top of your neck. Get those three wrong for years, which most people do, and even good bone structure ends up looking soft and recessed. Get them right, and you would be surprised how much jaw was hiding under there the whole time. Let me walk you through all three in the right order, because the order matters more than you would actually think. We start with breathing, because breathing is upstream of everything else. Here's the thing, your body cares about far more than your jawline. It cares about getting air. So if your nose is blocked from allergies, a deviated septum, chronic congestion, whatever it is, your body will do whatever it takes to open the airway. And the way it does that is simple. It drops your jaw open. It pushes your tongue down and back, and it cranes your head forward to straighten out the throat. Now, imagine doing that not for a minute, but for years, all day and all night. There's a well-documented pattern in the medical world, sometimes called long face syndrome. Kids, and not even kids, who chronically breathe through their mouth, usually because something is physically blocking their nose, tend to grow up with a longer, narrower face, a more recessed lower jaw, a gummy smile, and dark circles around the eyes. That's not a coincidence. That's the airway shaping the face. So the single most important question isn't how do I get a sharper jaw? It's can I breathe through my nose all day and all night with my lips closed? If the answer is no, that's the first thing to fix, because everything else I'm about to tell you depends on it. And the part people miss completely is sleep. You spend 7-8 hours a night with your mouth hanging open, quietly undoing everything you did during the day. If you fix nothing else, fix your nighttime and all around breathing. Second function, tongue posture. You've probably heard the word mewing thrown around, usually by 15 years old on TikTok, promising you a Hollywood jaw in 2 weeks. So let me separate what's real from what's nonsense and BS. Here is the real part. Your tongue is a big, strong muscles, and where it rests matters. The correct resting position is the whole tongue up against the roof of your mouth, gently suctioned to the palate, with the tip sitting just behind your front teeth, not pressing on them. Lips together, teeth lightly together, or barely apart. That's the position your mouth is supposed to be in whenever you're not talking or eating, which is quite most of the day, right? Why does it matter? The roof of your mouth is also the floor of your nose, and your tongue resting up there gives light, constant upward support to the whole middle of your face. When the tongue sits low on the floor of the mouth, which is what happens automatically the moment you start mouthing, that support completely disappears and everything drifts down and back. Now, here's where I lose the cope crowd, because I'm going to be straight with you. If you're a teenager still growing, this is powerful. Your face is still developing, and oral posture genuinely influences how it develops. If you're an adult, the effect is real, but it's much smaller, not as big as for that teenager. You're not going to remodel your skull magically by pressing your tongue up. What you will get is a better resting jaw position, more tone in the muscles under your chin, less of that soft, slack look, and a default posture that finally stops working against you. That's not magic, but it's the opposite of nothing, and stacked with the other two, it definitely adds up to a lot. Third function, and this is the one almost everyone ignores. Your neck, specifically where your head sits on top of it. Look around. Everyone's on their phone, at a desk, head jutting forward, chin poking up. It's so normal we don't even see it anymore. It has a name, forward head posture, and it does something ugly to your jaw. When your head drifts forward, out, over your shoulders, a few things happen at once. The soft tissue under your chin, the stuff that forms the underside of your jawline, goes slack and bunches up. That's what creates the look of a double chin, even on lean guys who have no business having one. At the same time, that forward position rotates your jaw down and back, shortens the front of your neck, so the clean line from your chin to your throat just disappears. But here's the good news, and it's immediate. Unlike the other two, you can demonstrate this one to yourself right now. Sit up. Pull your head straight back over your shoulders, almost like you're making a double chin on purpose. Then lift the crown of your head toward descending. Feel how the front of your neck lengthens and your jaw actually comes forward. That's not a new jaw, that's the jaw you already do have, that your posture was hiding. Most of the jawline you see on well put together people is just a head sitting correctly on a long neck. Fix the neck and you reveal what's already sitting there. Now, here's the best part that ties it all together, and it's the part that separates people who actually change from people who mess with this for a year and give up. These three things are not separate problems. They are one loop and they feed each other. Watch how it goes. Your nose gets blocked, so you start breathing through your mouth. To breathe through your mouth, your tongue has to drop down out of the way. And to keep that airway open, your head creeps forward. So now you've got mouth breathing, low tongue posture, and forward head posture all at once. And each one makes the other two worse. The mouth breathing drops the tongue. The dropped tongue keeps the mouth open. The forward head makes nasal breathing even harder, round and round. This is why guys who just do tongue exercises get nowhere. They're pushing their tongue up for 10 minutes a day, while the other 23 hours of mouth breathing and forward head posture drag it right back down. You cannot win this one lever at a time. You have to break the pattern and break the loop. And the other is the order I gave you. First, get your nose working so you can breathe through it, day and night. Once you can breathe nasally, your mouth naturally closes and your tongue can finally sit up. And once your tongue is up and your mouth is closed, fixing your head and neck posture holds the whole thing in place. It should be. Airway, then tongue, then posture. Do it in that order and it actually sticks. Let me set your expectations honestly, because I would rather you trust me than hype you up. If you're still growing, you have the most to gain. So start now and don't waste the window. If you're an adult, what you're going to get is a jaw that sits forward instead of back. A neck with an actual line instead of slack, less puffiness, and a resting face that works with you instead of against you. It's a real visible difference. It is not surgery, and anyone promising you that it is lying to sell you something. And while we're being honest, I would be doing you a disservice if I didn't mention the two biggest jawline levers of all, because they multiply everything we just covered. The first is body fat. Nothing reveals a jawline like being clean. You can have a perfect tongue posture and breathe like a monk, but if there's a layer of fat sitting on top, you won't see any of it. Getting clean is the highest leverage thing you can do for your face, full stop. The second is bloat. A lot of what people think is fat or a weak jaw is just water. Face puffiness from bad sleep, too much salt, alcohol, and inflammation can completely hide a jaw that's clearly there. First thing in the morning. Handle those two. On top of the breathing and tongue and the neck. And now you're stacking every lever at once. That's when people start asking, if you got surgery done. So let's bring it home. Your weak jaw for most of you is not a genetic sentence. It's 3 daily habits quietly working against you. You're breathing through your mouth instead of your nose. Your tongue is resting low instead of up on the palate. And your head is drifting forward off your shoulders instead of stacking on top of them. Those 3 form a loop, and you fix it in order. Airway first, then tongue, then posture. Stack leanness and debloating on top, and you're not fixing your genetics. You're just stopping the sabotage and revealing the face that was under there the whole actual time. If you want the exact step by step how to retrain nasal breathing, the drills for your tongue posture, and the routine to undo forward head posture, all in the right order. That's the whole first phase of the body activation system. There is a link in the description, or come find me on Instagram at Activated Looks and send me the word activate, and I'll point you to where to start. And if this changed how much you think about your own face, do the next guy a favor and send it to him, because he's probably sitting there right now, head forward, mouth open, blaming his parents. I'll see you in the next one.